take a look at one more of them. And again, you wrote an article on each of the draft picks with the potential range of outcomes. So let's take a look at Cedric Tillman. This one kind of intrigued me as well. Best case scenario, Drake London. Hitting on the pick would mean he's another Donovan Peoples-Jones. Worst case scenario, Tillman and David Bell from a season ago don't amount to much for the Browns' receiving room. Take us through Tillman, what you see there, and kind of just your thought process with Tillman.
Yeah, it's a very, very similar sort of size profile to Drake London, who went in the first round last year. Drake London didn't do all the metric testing, so it's not like we can compare speed and everything there. But in terms of size, everything like that, we heard how he was some giant, Drake London. Then when he actually measured in at the combine, he's about 2 inches shorter. All the rumours and the noise. So it's the fun you see every year with colleges overestimating how tall someone actually is. But that's one where I genuinely think Matt is sort of best case scenario. He's someone that is out there, jump ball specialist, really great red zone weapon, and he's going to compete for contested catches. So I think that's sort of the best case scenario. And the idea that everyone loves speed, but at the same time, if you look at some of the best wide receivers in the NFL, they don't have the speed you would assume. And as well, the ones that rely less on speed generally have the longer careers because speed will deteriorate as you get older. I think just hitting on the pick, if you just get DPJ for the next 4 years out of another player, that's a great return for a guy taken in the middle of the third round. And it also means you're not having to spend 10 to 12 million extending DPJ. So this is very much likely to be the last season of DPJ if Tillman plays well. And then suddenly, rather than paying that money, and hey, you'd have to get rid of a guy to replace that money. And you look at who on the offense is worth 12 million. Well, that's your running back. So if you want to sort of extend DPJ, well, does that money come out of removing Nick Chubb, etc.? Does it come from somewhere else? So by having the draft pick, and good teams around the NFL do it, and it's a change for Browns. They draft a year in advance. You work out who's going to be a free agent and who you don't want to re-sign, and you draft and get that guy in now. So keep an eye on Tillman to replace DPJ in a year's time, and they've got such a talented wide receiver group that they can set this up really nicely for not just the 2023 season but beyond. Last year we had the same great two starters in Cooper and DPJ, but there was no real depth. Whereas at this point, we've got 6 really, really interesting wide receivers that have all got something to offer.